Hello and welcome to the Often Partisan video podcast. It's been a great week for Blues, hasn't it? Finished 10th in the championship, third successive 1-0 victory to finish the season. Great achievement for Gary Rowett and the players. And the celebration mood at the awards ceremony on Sunday at the ICC was evident for all to see. I think we've come a long way in the last 12 months. I remember the so-called miracle at the Macron, as the Mail have termed it, and the feeling of relief after the game. I remember someone telling me at the awards it was like being diagnosed with cancer and being told you got the all clear. That's how it felt. Whereas this time it was a lot more happy, a lot more celebration, a lot more people thinking, you know what, this is the start of something big. I don't know if it is, but I certainly hope so. In that vein, Birmingham City have renewed the contracts of, offered, I should say, contracts to 4 players. Jonathan Spector, Kobe Arthur, Nick Townsend and Charlie Adams. I understand Charlie Adams has actually signed, according to the club website, signed yesterday. 9 youngsters have also signed on their first professional deals, so that's great stuff. On the other hand, we've had to let a few players go, chief amongst them backup goalkeeper Colin Doyle. I kind of feel for Colin. He's been with the club 13, 14 years, something like that. He's only made 60-something appearances, and whilst I think some people accuse him of lacking ambition and things like that, you've got to look at the quality of keepers we've had. We've had some great keepers at Blues, great international keepers at Blues over the last 15 years, and it's been a shame because Doyle's had to be understudy. He's never really moaned about it either. There was that wonderful game at Wolves, which we won 3-2, where he saved a penalty from Michael McIndoe at the end to preserve the victory. It was a touch unfortunate to be dropped after the Chelsea game by Bruce, but that's the way things go. It's hard life being a keeper, I think, and I kind of feel for Colin in that I know one of the reasons he kind of stuck around at Blues for so long was security. You know, you look at his personal situation, the illness his son Liam have gone through, and you can understand that, you know, you might want to stay put for the children's sake, let alone anything else. I believe it's the right time for him to move on, though, for his career. He needs first-team football, and I would love to see him get a contract somewhere like Walsall to play League One football next year, you know, between the sticks every single game, because I think it's important for him as a goalie that, you know, he needs games. There was all this talk about him not getting a testimonial, and I actually saw there was a statement made on the Blues Collective website, I understand, yesterday, and I think the club have got it bang on in that testimonial games don't actually make that much money at all. It costs like 30 grand to put on a match, and sometimes the tickets don't even cover the cost. The club have done what they can to back Colin Doyle's charity in other ways. Over £10,000 was raised at the award ceremony on Sunday. Nicola Ziggy paid £3,500 to be in the team photo next year, which I think shows just how much he really does love the club. Gary Rowett has offered to run the London Marathon for Liam Smiles as part of the Loughborough team. So the support is definitely there. They're just offering it in more pragmatic ways, and I'm really, really pleased to see that Blues are thinking about this properly. You know, I think people get a bit emotional going, oh, it deserves a testimonial, blah, blah, blah. But this makes more sense, and, you know, it's great. It's great to see that the club, you know, are thinking ahead and thinking about things like this. Out in Hong Kong, it's all been a bit quiet, hasn't it? I actually heard on Carson's appeal one of the reasons why it has been delayed. Apparently, there are 3 judges that have to give their judgments on the appeal verdict, and one of them is on holiday. And until he comes back from holiday, there won't be a hearing. So, yeah, that's one of the hold-ups, is that one of the judges is possibly on the beach getting a bit of a topping up his tan just a touch, which I'm sure you'll agree with me. It's a bit of a poor show from the Hong Kong legal system, but apparently that's the way it works. I don't know when the hearing will be. They only announced it a couple of days before it actually happens, but obviously the judge will have to come back off holiday first. Don't know how long he's gone for. With regards to the sale, Ernst & Young are due to announce something tomorrow. Whether they will or not, I don't know. But they said on April the 8th that they would update the stock exchange to be accurate on a monthly basis with what was happening up until the time that they'd either, you know, accepted a bid or they'd turned it down, or they'd turned them all down. Tomorrow is that 1 month deadline. So hopefully we will see something. No guarantees because this is Hong Kong, but Ernst & Young have done things by the book so far. I actually saw someone who I understand is in one of the consortiums at the awards do on Sunday. I didn't speak to them. Before you ask, no, I'm not going to tell you who they are. I'm not going to tell you their nationality because that's not important, or whether I think they'll get it or not, because the truth is I just don't know. If I was to give you my honest opinion, I don't believe the club will be sold. I believe a stake in Birmingham International Holdings will be sold. And I believe rather than a transition where it's like new broom, everything gone, I think it will be more of a gradual process. Now, that I can see people going, oh, no, another 12 months of this, is Rowett going to get backed, etc, etc, etc. But you only have to look at the players he brought in the second half last season. Robert Tescher, Diego Fabrini, Lloyd Dyer were all on fairly decent money, and we got them in. So the money's there, and we're apparently in a position to offer contracts to players. We're in a position to try and pursue players for transfer fees. So we're not that broke. So if that money's there, then I think we should be accepting that it might be easier to ease Carson out rather than, shove him out and then have a courtroom fight on it. Let's let Ernst & Young do this. They've done everything by the book so far. They've tied Carson up in knots. Let's let them continue to do that. I think that's for the best. I think that's about it for now. So, if you've got any questions, email me, almajir@aftonpartisan.co.uk, or you can comment on the website, aftonpartisan.co.uk. If you would like to purchase a book for the summer, there's a rather good one sitting to the right of me there. Haircutsandleaguecups.co.uk, up to you, but I'd recommend it. I've had a few people tell me that they enjoyed reading it at Holiday, so there you go. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to see what's going on, twitter.com/afton_partisan. You can follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/aftonpartisan. Yeah, that's it. So hopefully this time next week we might know a little bit more about what's going on. Hopefully we might have seen more players sign up. We may even see, I don't know, transfer news. The main thing is everything is positive, and I will drink to that. Keep right.